Welcome back everyone. As some of you may know, the OnePlus series of phones typically comes out in two different releases, sometimes more like we've seen last year. They come out with their flagships early on the year, they come out with flagships later on in the year, and then they have a mid-tier year where they just pretty much do their mid-tier devices, things like the OnePlus Nords, pretty much their budget phones. But with the OnePlus 9T, some people are actually mentioning that it may be cancelled. Now, in my opinion, OnePlus is having the weirdest year of all time. It is extremely crazy, and the only way that I see them going away from the 9T is if they actually go ahead and just really focus on a ton of, OnePlus Nord devices in the middle of this year. So I'm not 100% too sure. I'm pretty sure they will probably still release it. And if they were to, here's a couple things that may happen. First of all, the body of it is going to be almost exactly the same as the OnePlus 9. As far as I know, the screen size is probably going to be the same. That's pretty much what happened with the 8T and the 7T. So the screen size is going to be roughly about the same. We may get a little bit of a different camera setup on the back. So with the OnePlus 8T, if you guys do remember, that thing did have a little bit of a camera setup, a little bit of a difference at least on the terms of the back. And with the OnePlus 9, that may actually end up being the case with the OnePlus 9T. And that's going to be the biggest change on the back. The price tag is roughly going to be about the same as the OnePlus 9, or it could be a little bit more expensive than the OnePlus 9, but it's going to be cheaper than the OnePlus 9 Pro. From what we've seen from last year especially, it doesn't look like OnePlus is going to make another OnePlus 9T Pro to success the OnePlus 9 Pro. From what we know, it's probably just going to end up being, a OnePlus 9T, and then they're going to sell the OnePlus 9 Pro in tangent. So the price tag is going to replace the OnePlus 9 as far as we know, but it can also be a little bit more expensive, maybe like $100 more, which would be really annoying if that were to end up being the case. Now on top of that, because we do have the new Snapdragon 888 Plus chipset, or we're going to have it at that time, that chipset is probably going to be within the OnePlus 9T. So I think that's fine, I think that's great. Having that latest and greatest chipset is awesome. We're still probably going to be stuck at the same RAM variants though, which I think is okay for the most part. I would have loved to seen a little bit of an improvement there, but from what we've seen, that kind of seems like what's going on. But the biggest change and probably the biggest deal breaker for a lot of people out there is the software. The OnePlus 9T, from what we know, this may be the first phone to actually come and be released with the Color OS, or with a more non-stock version of Android. Because Oppo ended up merging with OnePlus, we still don't know what's 100% going to happen between the two. We've heard a lot of conflicting stuff, but it does look like potentially that OnePlus may actually end up switching to Oppo's OS, which again, I'm not a fan of. I really don't know anybody who is a fan of that. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of what we know so far, Again, from what it looks like, the public opinion is completely changing about OnePlus, and it does seem like they have to go ahead and either, revert to their older style or come out with a new Android phone that just blows everyone's socks off. And I think the OnePlus Nord of devices is probably going to end up, what's going to save OnePlus for sure, in my opinion. I just think their Pro series, including like their OnePlus 9T and stuff, it's just kind of a different experience for a majority of people. Me personally, I'm a fan of these. I love these phones a lot, but I guess we'll see what happens in the future. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.